Hi, I'm Marty Nemko. Standard communication tips such as listen well are valid but a bit obvious. Well, hopefully these are less so. They're about how to be a good mentor and then how to be a good mentee. First, for mentors. Reduce intimidation. You may be aware that you're just a regular human being, but would-be mentees may be intimidated by you. Be humble and certainly don't self-aggrandize unless it's really necessary to establish credibility for some assertion you're making. Try to get the answer to come from the mentee, usually. If you give advice, even if it's correct, it can disempower the mentee, so it's often wise to default to tossing the problem back to the mentee. For example, well, I'm guessing you've thought about this. If you had to decide for yourself, what would you do? Use the 1-second pause. After your mentee stops talking, if you think he or she might have more to say, or you want him or her to think a bit about what you've just said, allow a second or two of silence. How supportive versus confrontive. When your mentee says something you dislike, consciously decide whether your response should be supportive, polite questioning, or confrontive. Look for the benefit to you. Mentoring often can benefit the mentor as well as the mentee. Ongoing, ask yourself what you might get from the relationship. Now some tips for mentees. Do reach out to your first choice person. Sure, if it's a celebrity, you may well get nowhere. But even just one level down from that, a polite query may yield a useful response. Many successful people enjoy sharing what they know. What to do when you don't know who to ask. Of course, your chances of a response are better if the person knows and likes you. Maybe a boss or coworker, a friend, a parent of a friend, or a family member. Of course, sometimes guidance might better come from a stranger, for example, a far-flung expert. Send a brief email, or in the case of a professor, phone or show up during office hours. Mentors needn't be older. I had a boomer client who was mentored about technology and millennial culture from his niece. For starters, make just a small ask. Successful people are busy, and if you write a long preface to 5 questions, your chances of a response dwindle. For starters, ask just one question, especially one that the person is particularly likely to be able to answer, for example, something in his or her specialization. Give back. If you get a response, of course, say thank you, and if the person's response suggests something you might do for him or her, consider offering. For example, a client queried a prominent geneticist, and his response mentioned that he's moving to a new house. My client, who is local, asked, if you could use an extra pair of hands moving anything, let me know. And finally, build the mentorship. If your first ask went well, it's okay to make a second, even a larger or less cut-and-dried ask, for example, presenting your dilemma about what career to pursue, and maybe later, something more personal, like whether to commit to a relationship, or even how to deal with your or your partner's substance abuse problem. Mentorship is a potent tool for growth, for both mentee and mentor, and I'm hoping that these tips will help you make the most of it. In any event, I do thank you for watching. I welcome your thumbs up and accept your thumbs down. I always look forward to your comments, and especially like it if you hit the share button below. Share on your social media so that my efforts can have broader impact. And I am flattered if you choose to subscribe to my channel. In any event, I do thank you for watching. I am Marty Nemko.